So what we're looking at here is all of your faculty that's in your unit who are eligible for merit in PSA. We ask you to review the list, and if there's somebody missing or it doesn't quite look right, certainly give myself and Margaret a quick email and we can adjust it very quickly on the fly if there's been some issues. Talking through some of the features here. When you first log in, the default load-in will be sorting this list in alpha of your faculty, so A first to Z. If for some reason it gets out of sort and you want to resort it, you'll notice here under name, anything that has in the header here an underline underneath it, you can actually click on it and it'll sort by that on an alpha. So if you want to sort by job profile, for example, that'll put all of your, assistant professors of teaching and then so forth as you go down, lecturers and professors at the bottom if you wish. And again, we can go back to name to get it back into alpha if you want. FTE, you'll notice in this demo, it's quite colorful simply because I tried to capture every sort of nuance that a department would have. But basically FTE, when you see something like this, 0.5, it probably means you're in a shared position, i.e. there's another department that owns part of this faculty slot. And the other thing that you'll notice is that this name here is blue. That means it is a joint appointment, i.e. shared either between another department in the Faculty of Arts, or it's actually shared with another faculty because we do have cross appointments as well. Looking over here, you can actually see there's a little information about this join. It's actually with English, and we'll talk a little bit about this note in a second as we go through it. In terms of the next column, here's your rankings. So you would want to rank your folks 1 to whatever, however many rankings you want to do. So let's say Gerald is the third ranking in terms of merit. It'll ask you immediately, well, what's the amount that you want to do? And here's the increments that you can use. You can't change these. You have to choose one of them. In other words, you couldn't do a 0.75. You either have to do 0.5, 1, 1.52, 2.3. So forth. So let's say Gerald's done a 0.5 worth of merit. In terms of the PSA ranking, he may rank, this person may rank, I don't know, let's say they're third as well in terms of the PSA ranking. And the amount, now these are dollar amounts for the PSA, so let's give Gerald $500. Again, for the purposes of the demo, I have no idea. I'm not advocating any kind of value system here. I'm merely showing what it is. The other thing, as you know, in this year, we have a thing where, I'm just going to clean this up, in the demo. We can apply teaching merit for this 2021. What we've done is, only for those that qualify, we've made the box yellow. And again, no judgment on my part. I'm merely just saying what the university policy is. We have, using job codes, identified which ones in your list will be eligible for this special teaching merit. And again, it's simply a matter of clicking yes or no on which ones get it. You can say yes, you can say no, and if you just want to, if you make a mistake and you go, oh, I'm not sure about that one yet, you can just click it out and it'll still say yellow kind of thing. Down here at the bottom, you'll notice these are the totals. The FTE total means it's adding up basically this column here. The number of faculty so far, we've indicated one person is in the list, so that's why it's doing a head count here. Total merit recommendation, because this is a joint appointment, and because you're giving 0.5, you're really giving 0.25 in a sense, because the other 0.25 will come from the join. And we'll talk a little bit more about joint appointments in a second. And the PSA, and it's just sort of totaling up. Again, because this is a 0.5 FTE and it's a join, you're only actually expending $250 in that particular case. If I were to go here and say this was my top ranked merit person for this year, and let's say we'll give them 2, and then the PSA ranking, I don't know, we'll say 6, and then we'll say 250. I'm just pulling numbers out here. You'll notice that the amounts have changed accordingly. So this is now 2, adding the 0.25 here kind of thing for the join as we go forward. So these will keep updating. Every once in a while you might be in a field and you might go like that, and you'll notice that nothing's happening yet. You can always hit update the totals and it sort of does a quick screen refresh for you, and it'll keep the update totals. So these are your running counters at the bottom sort of thing going forward. And joint appointments, you can see here, these will be appointments. These will be basically the departments that you're joined with. In this case, that would be APSI. GRSJ is Gender, Race, Social Justice. This will be in science, education, and then CIS. That's the Institute for Critical and Indigenous Studies as we know it. This box here is really, if there's something not right about something, let's say you're looking at Christina here and you think, well, she's really supposed to be a join, you can put in a little note. It's only meant for FileMaker issues, such as, I don't think this record is correct, and so you would put in a note, I don't think this record correct, and then you would tell me why, and it just saves. Everything that you do in FileMaker saves automatically. You never have to hit the save button. The minute you choose something, so let's say we want to go, oh, you know what, I think the ranking here is 2. It automatically saves it, so there's no worry about that sort of thing. You can also simply log out if you want to come back to it at a later date and rejoin it again. All your information will be exactly as you left it, right up until you hit all done, submit unit recommendations. At that point, it shouldn't actually say submitted here because I was testing, but this will say submitted at a certain point once you click that button, and that'll mean that those are the ones that have been forwarded. If something happens after you've submitted, you can always write Margaret and say I need to make one adjustment, and Margaret can go back into the records and adjust them for you. But we ask that once you click the submitted button, you don't make modifications to the record. Let Margaret do it, because we'll be in the process of uploading to a larger database where we collect all the faculty names in a larger database for the dean to review. Okay, so that's that. When you're working through, if you click on this name, you'll notice whenever my cursor turns into hands, it means it's a clickable field. Something's going to happen when you click on that. So when we click on Gerald's name, this takes you to the rationale and to the CV annual report area. And so for merit rationale, we always use an annual report. And for PSA rationale, we also have a CV that's a backup. We ask the uploading of these documents to be as PDFs. Please don't put Word documents in because we'll have to convert them. In this particular case, because this is a joint appointment, we do expect that you're going to talk to the head or director of whatever this unit is here, in this case English, and just confer with them, because if you're giving 0.5 and the English department thinks, let's say that, oh, you know, we think this is a 1.0, there may be a situation where a unit will say, well, we'll cover the full 1.0 on our side of it if you cover the 0.25 on your side of it. Or whatever those deals or agreements, I shouldn't say deals, whatever those agreements are, you can note them here in case there are any special agreements that you want to note that English will pay more, or maybe you would like to pay more. Whatever that is, just so we have a record of that on file, so when we put it through in terms of the cost centers, we make sure that the right amounts are getting prorated through. If it's a simple, yeah, you both agree it's a 0.5 merit, you just say, I've conferred with the head of unit, and you just say, all good, 50-50 split, or whatever the arrangement is. And just so that we have a record of it in terms of the financial. For merit rationale, you type right into this box, whatever your merit rationales are, whatever your PSA rationales, type into this box. Now, you may have already started a working document, though, because you're heads and you've been working on this already. You may have a working document where it's got all of this rationales that you've worked out. I'm going to show you what you can do is click on I'm going to pretend I'm a head right now, and here's my little working list of folks in my department. You can just simply do that. Copy the text from your Word document, and then just paste it in. And that's a nice fast way to do it. The same thing with PSA. If there's a PSA rationale that you've got that you've been working on a working document, you can go in there and just paste it right in. For the CVs and the annual reports, it's a drag and drop system. So I've made a little dummy sort of list of annual reports, and you can see I'm using the code name AR for annual report, CV for the CVs. I'm just going to increase this a bit. So this is Gerald Underwood and Vanderwood. So we want his annual report, and it's simply a matter of dragging the annual report into the box. You can view it by clicking on it, and it'll show you what it is that you've put in there. You can return to your previous screen and see. If you've made an error and you say, oh, I don't want this, you just hit the clear box and it'll go away, and then you can redrag something that you want. Same thing for CVs. You would go in here and you drop in the CV. Again, we suggest you view it to make sure it's there. And if it's all there, that's great. And if it's something you have to be cleared, so let's just put Gerald's AR in here. CVs as well. For the rationale, you would just simply type here is the rationale. And again, there's a little cue here to remind you it's only the folks that have that yellow box on this screen. So it would be this guy and this guy. So let's go back into Gerald for a minute. And let's just get that out because he's actually not, Gerald's not eligible. I don't know why I'm having such trouble. There we go. I'll take that out. Back to the faculty list. And that's pretty much it. As you go forward, you just simply rank them all, give them an amount, give them a PSA ranking, give them an amount, and if there's teaching merit for folks that have the yellow symbol, those are the ones that you want to do. The difference between the blue then is because it's a join. With this one with Christina, well, let's just go to Christina for a minute. So we would say, yeah, Christina's AR goes into there, and her CV, or her, yeah, CV goes there. And pretty much that's all you have to do. In terms of if you've worked through it first and you said, yeah, this person is number 4th, this one is number 7th, this one is number, what are we missing here? Well, let's actually see. If I click on this right now, it'll actually sort it by 2, 3, 4. It'll put it in order of your ranking. So that's just an easy way to say, oh, I don't have a number 1. Let's put a number 1. I'm sure you wouldn't say that. And so forth as you go down, and it's saying, oh, remember, you've got to put in an amount, so we'll say that, and we'll say that, and we'll say that. And the PSA one as well, you can rank as well. Obviously, because I don't have a 1 and 2 at the moment, it's going 3 and 6. That's fine. So there's that. And when you click this button, you'll probably get an email popping open to me and Margaret saying I'm all done, and you just hit send and off it'll go. And so then Margaret and I know that that one's closed down, or it's been submitted anyway. And we'll deal with it appropriately as we need to. The only other thing I want to point out is unit policy and the support info. So we do ask for the unit merit policy for your unit to be recorded every year because it can change from year to year. And again, it is a drag and drop situation. So for this one, here's my policy for my department. I'm just going to drag, drop, boom, there it is. And again, if I want to view it, I would just click on this button and here's my policy. Great. If I've made a mistake, you can hit the clear this field button and it'll take it out, and then you can go put a new one in. If you have other supporting material that you want that are important to your merit process that your department uses, you can drag it into that box as well. Now there is, for heads and directors, a fast upload area that I've created. And basically, it has all your faculty, and if you just want to do the maintenance problem of dragging and dropping and all that sort of thing, you can take care of that quickly here. This layout is literally just designed for you to drag and drop all your CVs and ARs, so you can just get that done, and then you can focus on basically just doing your rationales, and away you go. So we're going to log out for a minute, and now I'm going to log back in as the test admin. And again, they can do, I was just showing you that fast upload area. They can do all this for you. You can see that they actually can't see anything about the merit recommendations, rationales, or anything. This screen is the only one they're allowed access to. But if they have all of your files over here, it's nice and simple for them to simply drag and drop and do all of this legwork for you. For the larger units like psychology and so forth, that can save you a lot of time. And then you're just focusing on the rationales and so forth. And yeah, and then actually after you're all done, you just hit that submit button at the bottom of the screen. I'll just log in again to show you. Test head. And that's the button you want to choose. And when you do, that's going to open up. And we know it's from you, and all you got to do is press send. And if you have any other notes you'd like to tell us, by all means, feel free to do so.